Well, good morning, everybody. It's June 15th, 2020, and I'm so glad to see you again. And I'm so thankful for my 31 subscribers. Yes, I have 31 now, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, if I'm saying something that you think is good, I would love for you to like it, share it, um, subscribe to the channel. That always helps us out here. So today, I want to talk about voting. I don't know why it's on my heart to really talk about voting today because I know there's still a little turmoil still going on in the world, and we may have to get back to that too. But, I believe and will continue to believe in unity, and anything that I can do to bring unity is what I want to endorse. Voting is so important. Um, I'm from a perspective of Christianity. That might be obvious because at the end I often say love you or God bless and things like that. But I also have studied a lot of secular philosophers, historians. Matter of fact, that's what I've studied mostly. And so, um, in our world, in the system of America, we use a Hellenized system. Hellenists just are talking about the Greeks. So our system of government is very Hellenized and Romanized because through the Hellenists we have our democracy, which is all the people having an opportunity to vote, and through the Romans, of course, we have our republic, which gives us our Senate and Congress and things like that. And so we, the people, are able to vote, and we are given this challenge every few years to do so. And I want to encourage everyone to really look deep into your candidates and think about who you want to vote for. Now, I mentioned secularism and Christianity because many Christians they take a few scriptures and they're like, well, we got Romans 13 and we have First Peter's second chapter, and God puts people in power, so it really doesn't matter what we do; those people will be put in power, and all that. But in actuality, some people they are put in power, but they don't do well with that power that they have, and even Peter himself defied the powers that be and said, I'd rather obey God than man. So sometimes there are powers that come up, and they're not always necessarily God's power, okay? These things happen. I'm one person who, if you know anything about me, and when I get up and speak with the scriptures, most of the time I'm in the Old Testament. Maybe that's a historian in me, but I love the Old Testament. And if you look at Hosea 8:4, it talks about Israel choosing leaders that God did not choose. So actually, you can choose leaders that should not have been chosen. So voting is really something to think about. And so I don't know why at this particular point in my lessons I am talking about voting, but for some reason it's on my mind, so I'm doing this. So I want to encourage you. Some people they get upset about the judges and at the different courts and everything, but you get to vote in a lot of them. It's worth taking your time to take a few minutes and just maybe an hour, just to look over who you're voting for, because this systems in this world. Hey, we are in a situation even right now in our country. There's still some rioting and things like that going on. It's important who we put in office. It's important who they go to see as far as the judges. It's even important who's in the superior courts, because you never know if you or someone you love will end up in a divorce court situation. I know I was in a really sad one, so it could happen to anyone. So here's the thing. We need to take our system of government a little more seriously and really take voting more seriously. I encourage you to do that. I've had my years, couple of years, where I just said, I'm just going to go in and vote for different ones around there. I'm not going to vote presidential this time because I'm just not sure, and I don't feel like I can vote for either one. That's a person's personal opinion. They can do that. But there are many people to vote for. So I encourage you to look, because that is what I did. I went and voted for different minor roles and things like that. So I encourage you, people, they died for our right to vote. They had to fight for the right for women to vote. voting is important. And, getting the right people in office can even help us with the turmoil that's going on in our country right now. So, with these few minutes I have taken to say, hey, I encourage you to vote. And please don't be upset with your friends and your relatives for voting for someone that you would not dream of voting for, because these things happen. We all must vote our conscience. We all must vote who we think is best, what is really in our heart. Be tolerant, as William Penn would encourage us all to really do. I'm really going to get to William Penn and go into detail with him one day. But true tolerance means, and I just reiterate, we don't agree, but we agree to the fact that we can disagree in peace. So vote your conscience, really look into what your candidates stand for, and help our country out, because we really need it right now. And there is hope. There is a lot of hope. So don't give up on the United States, okay? Hey, you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. I'll see you next week. Love you and God bless.